You close your eyes and within moments, everything fades away. Your physical body remains in bed, yet your mind embarks on a journey to realms that feel as authentic as your waking existence. But have you ever wondered, where exactly does your consciousness travel when you sleep? If sleep is merely a period of rest, why does your mind construct entire worlds, conversations, and events that sometimes feel more vivid than reality itself? The conventional scientific explanation suggests that sleep is when the brain restores itself, but this barely scratches the surface of what's truly happening. Why do we dream of things we've never encountered? How do some individuals experience out-of-body sensations while sleeping? And if the brain is simply resting, why does it exhibit more activity during certain sleep phases than when we're awake? The truth about consciousness during sleep runs far deeper than mainstream science acknowledges. To truly comprehend this mystery, we need to dissect it methodically. What happens to consciousness while we sleep? Is it genuinely contained within the brain, or is something far more profound occurring? 1. The mystery of dream amnesia. You awaken from a vivid dream, convinced you'll remember every detail forever. Yet within minutes, it fades from memory, vanishing as if it never occurred. Why does this happen? If dreams were truly meaningless, why would the brain expend so much energy creating them only to systematically erase them from memory? Neurological research indicates that the hippocampus, the brain region critical for memory formation, functions differently during sleep. It doesn't encode dream experiences the same way it preserves waking memories. Some scientists propose this occurs because dreams serve a fundamentally different purpose. They're not meant to be archived like ordinary experiences, but instead processed and discarded after serving their function. However, an alternative perspective suggests that forgetting dreams might actually represent a protective mechanism. If we retain perfect recall of all our dreams, our perception of reality might become dangerously blurred. The brain may deliberately filter out these experiences to prevent confusion between dream experiences and waking life. Yet the fact that certain dreams remain vividly etched in our memories for years or even decades suggests that particular dream experiences might hold profound significance beyond our current scientific understanding. These persistent dream memories might represent more than random neural firing. They could be messages from deeper levels of consciousness that demand our attention. 2. Dream time, breaking the rules of reality. Almost everyone has experienced dreams that seem to last for hours or even days, only to discover upon waking that mere minutes have passed in the physical world. This isn't simply a perceptual illusion. Scientific studies suggest that time perception within dreams fundamentally differs from wakeful consciousness. Research demonstrates that during REM sleep, the brain operates according to an entirely different internal chronology. Some experienced lucid dreamers have tested this by deliberately setting challenges, counting or performing specific tasks within dreams, then comparing the subjective time experienced to objective, real-world time upon awakening. The results consistently indicate that significant time dilation can occur during dreams, suggesting that consciousness within the dream state might not be bound by the same temporal rules governing waking life. This raises a profound question. If the mind can experience time differently while dreaming, might this indicate that consciousness itself isn't strictly tethered to our conventional understanding of physical reality? Could dreams provide evidence that time as we understand it is merely a mental construct rather than an immutable law of existence? The philosophical implications are enormous, suggesting our perception of time might be just one way of experiencing a much more complex reality. 3. Your brain doesn't shut down, it transforms. Most people assume sleep represents a state where the brain powers down, but neurological studies reveal something fascinating. During deep sleep, brain activity indeed slows, but the moment you begin dreaming, certain regions become equally, if not more, active than during wakefulness. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for logic and decision-making, becomes less engaged, explaining why dreams often feel bizarre and unpredictable. Meanwhile, the visual and emotional centers become hyperactive, generating intensely vivid imagery and profound emotional responses. This raises a crucial question. If the brain exhibits heightened activity during dreams, how can sleep be considered rest? The answer lies in understanding that your brain doesn't rest in the conventional sense. It shifts into an alternative operating mode. Rather than processing external stimuli, it turns inward, suggesting that consciousness doesn't deactivate during sleep, but transitions to a different plane of awareness. 4. Sleep paralysis, a glitch between realities. If sleep represented merely a passive process, why do some individuals awaken paralyzed, fully conscious yet unable to move? Sleep paralysis ranks among the most terrifying experiences a person can endure. Being trapped in the liminal space between sleep and wakefulness, often accompanied by the sensation of an unseen presence in the room. What's particularly unusual is that people worldwide, regardless of cultural background or belief system, describe remarkably similar experiences during sleep paralysis. Shadow figures, an overwhelming pressure on the chest, or the distinct feeling that something is observing them. Why would unrelated individuals across different cultures report identical hallucinations? One compelling theory suggests that sleep paralysis isn't simply a neural malfunction. Instead, it might represent a moment where consciousness inadvertently slips into an alternative state, one where we briefly become aware of something we're not ordinarily meant to perceive in our everyday reality. 5. Death in dreams. Simulating the ultimate transition. A persistent myth claims that if you die in a dream, you die in physical reality, yet countless people have experienced death within dreams and awaken completely unharmed. What does this reveal about the nature of consciousness? Many researchers propose that experiencing death in a dream represents the mind's way of simulating profound transformation. Dream death often symbolizes significant change, a fundamental shift in perception, or the conclusion of something meaningful within the subconscious mind. Individuals who experience death in dreams frequently report awakening with an extraordinary sense of clarity or a profound shift in their waking perspective. From a neurological standpoint, sleep and death share curious similarities. In both states, awareness detaches from physical reality. Normal physiological functions decelerate, and external stimuli lose relevance. Intriguingly, numerous near-death experiences describe sensations remarkably similar to certain dream states: floating outside one's body, encountering other entities, or witnessing the panorama of past memories unfolding. If dreams represent a form of temporary disconnection from physical reality, could they perhaps be preparing the mind for the ultimate disconnection that occurs at death? 6. Lucid dreaming, conscious control in the dream realm. While most dreams unfold beyond our control, some individuals possess the remarkable ability to wake up within their dreams, recognizing their dreaming and manipulating the dreamscape as if it were physical reality. This phenomenon, known as lucid dreaming, demonstrates something profound. Even during sleep, your mind remains sufficiently active to make conscious decisions. Neuroscientific research indicates that lucid dreaming activates the prefrontal cortex, the brain region responsible for self-awareness and executive function. This means that even in deep sleep, aspects of your conscious self remain active and aware. But why would this ability exist if dreaming were merely random neural activity? Why would evolution equip us with the capacity to take conscious control of our dreams? Some researchers propose that lucid dreaming represents more than just a curious mental phenomenon. It's potential evidence that consciousness isn't wholly bound to physical reality and can operate independently of normal waking awareness. 7. Precognitive dreams. Windows through time. Some dreams appear random and chaotic. Others demonstrate eerie precision. Throughout history, countless individuals have documented dreaming about future events, sometimes with astonishing detail and accuracy. Studies examining precognitive dreams suggest this phenomenon transcends mere coincidence. One famous historical example involves Abraham Lincoln, who reportedly dreamed of his own assassination days before it tragically occurred. But this experience isn't limited to historical figures or exceptional circumstances. Ordinary people regularly experience this phenomenon, dreaming of someone they haven't encountered in years only to bump into them the following day, or witnessing an event in a dream that later unfolds exactly as envisioned. If dreams were simply random neural activity, how could they occasionally provide accurate glimpses into future events? Could it be that during sleep, consciousness temporarily steps outside the constraints of linear time, accessing information beyond our normal perceptual boundaries? The implications are staggering, suggesting our minds might not be as limited by temporal reality as we assume. 8. The endogenous DMT connection. There exists a powerful psychedelic compound called DMT, dimethyltryptamine, renowned for inducing profound, otherworldly visions. Remarkably, this substance occurs naturally in numerous plants and animals, including the human brain. What's particularly intriguing is that researchers believe the brain releases DMT every night when we enter REM sleep. This might explain why dreams often feel so extraordinary, yet deeply meaningful. People who have taken synthetic DMT frequently report experiences strikingly similar to dreams, encountering strange landscapes, meeting entities, or sensing there being revealed hidden truths about existence. But if our brains naturally produce DMT during sleep, does this mean dreams are merely a form of hallucination, or is something more significant occurring? If consciousness can be influenced by brain chemistry, it prompts an even more profound question. Are we truly experiencing objective reality when awake, or merely perceiving a filtered version of something vastly more complex and expansive? 9. Dream realities and the multiverse. Theory. One of the most fascinating aspects of dreaming is how remarkably coherent and detailed certain dreamscapes can feel. Many people report dreaming of locations they've never visited, yet these places demonstrate intricate detail, internal logic, and remarkable consistency. Others experience recurring dreams of the same unknown settings, almost as if they're living an alternate life. This curious phenomenon aligns with a concept from quantum physics known as the multiverse theory, which proposes that infinite versions of reality exist simultaneously. If this theory holds any truth, could dreaming represent a mechanism allowing consciousness to momentarily shift into alternative versions of reality? Some researchers speculate that dreams might not always be products of pure imagination, but instead could represent glimpses into parallel dimensions or alternative realities. While mainstream science hasn't definitively proven this hypothesis, this idea has existed across numerous cultures for millennia. Many ancient spiritual traditions maintain that dreams enable the soul or consciousness to journey beyond the confines of normal physical existence. Whether scientifically verifiable or not, the extraordinary complexity and coherence of certain dream experiences suggests they represent something far more significant than mere random neural activity. While mainstream science remains unable to definitively answer these questions, one thing becomes increasingly clear. Sleep represents far more than simple rest. Dreams reveal hidden dimensions of consciousness, distort our experience of time and space, and potentially connect to realities beyond physical existence. Their true nature remains one of science's greatest unsolved mysteries. Sleep is not merely sleep. It's a gateway to something profoundly deeper than conventional science acknowledges. Each night, as you close your eyes, remember that your consciousness might be embarking on a journey far more extraordinary than you've been led to believe. If you've stayed with me through this exploration of sleep consciousness, you're now part of a select group who understands these deeper truths. For more mind-expanding insights like this, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Your support helps us continue sharing this forbidden knowledge that mainstream science often overlooks. Until next time, sweet dreams, or should I say, safe travels.